Revolutionary greetings, comrades. African leaders are in Beijing to attend the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, which kicks off from the 4th to the 6th of September 2024. The President of China is busy having bilateral meetings with a number of leaders from Africa. We saw him meeting with the political leadership of South Africa, political leadership of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and there is meeting with others. This gathering comes after COVID-19, which affected our economies globally. It is expected that this summit taking place in China is going to focus on green development objectives deemed essential in both China's global development initiatives, and the United Nations 23rd Agenda for Sustainable Development. But of course, the challenge that we have is that African leaders are going to China without a common agenda of developing Africa. Because African leaders in the African continent come from different ideological perspectives. There are those in the African continent that are progressive, that are part of BRICS, as led by South Africa, that want to end the dominance of the United States of America. I'm not sure if that is still the path under the government of national unity in South Africa. But we saw what the sixth administration did in strengthening BRICS, in opposing Israel in what it is doing in Palestine, and of course in standing with Russia in the ongoing war in Eastern Europe. There are some African leaders that, like Kenya, that support Ukraine. Kenya has sent its police officers in Haiti under the instruction of the United States of America. So you can see the differences that we have in Africa. You have the political leadership in the Sahel region that is resisting and pushing back French imperialism in the African continent. Then you have other countries, particularly in West Africa, that are still dependent on France and they still want to continue as puppets of France, where the France government controls their military. So these are the challenges that as this meeting or summit happens in China, we find ourselves in as Africa, that we are going to this, or our leadership are going to this critical meeting with these divisions that are happening. But we hope that this summit is going to focus at some point on strengthening BRICS, on isolating the United States and her friends, in ending its global dominance. It's going to discuss, and we hope, the BRICS currency as an alternative to the United States dollar. We hope that this summit is going to strengthen ties, particularly in the infrastructural development in Africa, which we see in some African countries. We see some railway network being built with the assistance of China. But of course, there are those that think that because some African governments go and borrow money in China, squander the money which is not used to uplift the lives of the people in the African continent, want China simple to write off the debt. If you borrow, you must pay. It's the principle. So we cannot blame China for that. So we hope that this summit is going to be a success, that progressive African leaders that are in Beijing will discuss together with China on how to push back imperialistic domination in Africa and to end poverty along the lines of socialism with Chinese characteristics, as China, through its economic policy, has been able to pull millions of the Chinese people out of poverty. So we wish the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation a success. Amandla, comrades.